can you imagine what some pastors do behind closed doors? Pastor Mwangi, pastor of a very high profile big church in Nairobi, Kenya. And he is known and loved by his congregation as being caring and kind and loving and supportive and all those good things. At the same time, he is also known to be a ladies' man, despite being happily married. But you see, in such churches, everything is hush-hush. So though they know, they don't know. Unfortunately, what they don't know as well is that Pastor Mwangi has a habit of using church coffers to fund his illicit activities. So one random Sunday, he comes to church and announces that he is undertaking a church project, a big one, and that he needs support from his congregation as well as funds. And this one, he comes to them with prayers and supplication and tells them that they really must dig deep into their pockets. This is God's work. They're supporting their beloved pastor, and they should all gather money and give it to him. Of course, the church rallies around him and says, yes, you are a pastor, will support you, all to the glory of the Lord, and hopefully they will also get their blessings in return. Now, what Pastor Mwangi is really doing and really planning is to take that money and jet off to Dubai for some me time, solo travel trip for his own shenanigans. As he's collecting money and informing his congregation to send funds and supply God's work and massive project, etc., he calls a friend of his, let's call him Tony, and tells him, yo, Tony, I'm planning a little trip, a little getaway for myself. I'm headed to Dubai. I need connections. I need you to sort me out. Tony says, oh yeah, I know a person. She knows everyone and everything, and she can hook you up. The person in question, let's call her Katia. She arranges for everything and gives all the information to Tony. You know, Tony is the middleman. So she gives all the information to Tony and says, I've sorted out his food, his accommodation, the ladies, I've vetted and approved them. So Tony says, look, Mwangi, I've sorted you out. Your Dubai trip is ready. When you're ready, bring your money. Everything is planned. You're ready to go. So Mwangi, takes leave from his church. He said he'll be traveling. He's going on a prayer retreat, when really he's just jetted off to Dubai. He arrives, meets with Tony, and Tony introduces him to the girls. The girls in question, 2 women. They don't really speak very good English, but with, signs and signals and gestures and social media, he's able to communicate with them and ask them a few questions like, what do you do? How old are you? Are you free? Like, are you okay with this? And all those, trying to sort himself out. With the help of social media, they show him their social media pages. They show him images that look like they're, appropriate ages. They look like they have a job. He's like, you know what? Cool, that works for me. No problem. So they go out to town. They go and eat and drink and party and have fun and all the shenanigans he had planned for. And he says, you know what? Let's go back to my room. Everything at this point is going according to plan. Time comes. They open their bags, and inside are all sorts of accoutrements. Mwangi realizes that, they're in for some rough play. So that night, they have a good time. Mwangi is on top of the world. He's gotten what he came for. He falls asleep. Next morning, he wakes up a little confused. He's all alone. The girls have left. But checking his room, he realizes nothing's been stolen. So, he collects his things, gets ready to head out, when the door opens and Dubai police stands outside. In his confusion, he says, why are you here and how can I help you? So the 2 women in question have reported him for SA, among a host of other things. In addition, they are suing him for 50 million each. At this point, Mwangi is confused. He's not sure what is happening. And the police supply him with more information that the women claim to be underage, were taken advantage of. The worst part, they supplied the police with an audio recording of Mwangi saying lots of things throughout the night, including a statement he made asking them of their age. We don't hear a reply, but he then says, oh, okay, that's fine. Don't worry. It's not that bad. It's okay. I can deal with it. What did that mean? Building an airtight case, the Dubai police said, nah. You're being locked up for good. We come to find out that the Katia woman in question is really and truly the mastermind behind it all. Little did we know that Katia actually used to be a former member of Mwangi's church back in Kenya. When she was there, she had been going through a rough time, wanting a child, trying to give birth, and had come to him for prayer. Instead, he had taken all her money and had given her nothing in return. All of this was her form of revenge. As it stands right now, Mwangi is still sitting in the Dubai jail, rotting away slowly, his life in shambles, his reputation destroyed. His congregation in Nairobi is attempting to deal with the backlash of the scandal, and his wife, well, she's fled. Moral of the story, whatever you do in the dark will surely come to light. And that's our Entangled Web for today. Catch you in another episode. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. Bye!